No.
This is it, the climax of UK Open Qualifier 3. Once again, it's that man Peter Wright, the world number 3, who is in the final. He was in the final on Friday in the opening UK Open Qualifier. This time, he is up against the bully boy, Michael Smith, the world number 11, former world youth champion. I'm Dan Dawson, and alongside me for this one is Chris Murphy.
Yeah, I've seen Peter Wright in his semi-final put in a classy display of finishing against Mick Todd, who reached his first PDC semi-final. 9-1-8 is the pair shared in that clash. Peter Wright hitting 4 of those, but just looked likely, as he does, to finish every time he went to the board with a reasonable finish in front of him. And I think he'd probably be a slight favourite for this final.
Well, I think
25.
Probably have to agree with that, just by virtue of the fact that he is so consistent. He's the highest ranked of the two players, and obviously he comes into this having just won on Friday. But focus.
.58.
Formless mass of Michael Smith throwing first in this one.
Yeah, first blood to Smith. Bully boy landing the bull
100.
to get the advantage of throw first.
We saw 9-180s in the Michael Smith Ian White semi-final as well. Michael Smith hitting 4 of them. Fabulous bull 15 bull check out as well. But if these two do play anything like they've played earlier on in the day, I mean, Michael Smith has had a real tough run. He's beaten James Wade, Adrian Lewis, obviously Ian White, but Peter Wright, he's only dropped 13 legs over the course of the whole day. He's winning typically 6-2. 6 games, he's dropped 13 legs, 4 of those to Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, Michael van Gerwen leaving Wigan without a win under his belt this weekend, as Wright rattles in the first maximum of this match. Yeah, van Gerwen hadn't been beaten for 4.5 months, and he's been beaten 3 times in 3 days.
Yeah, strange old times. Now, Peter Wright, he said he was looking likely every time he came to the board with a potential finish. Treble 17 for Bullseye, gets the treble. Bullseye for Snakebite for 1-0 and a break of throw, and he misses, hits the 25 instead. But Michael Smith, bull 15 bull. Okay, so 25, 90 left. He looked for the Bullseye for tops and, well,
65.
Unable to complete that check out this time around.
Wrong choice of shot in my irrelevant opinion. As Wright comes back for double 8 and pins it. After the first start with 90 left, I mean, the treble 18 is a bigger target, isn't it? Or any treble.
Yeah, he's done that before, and he did that yesterday, I think, on the streaming action, where he'd gone 25 and then stayed there for the bull. And I question whether it was the right shot to go for, but you don't, unless you're down there and you can see the lie of that dart, because if he has made the target area bigger.
139.
I think we may have just lost you for a second there. But we're back with Peter Wright.
40.
Firing at ton 40. Michael Smith started 139 in this leg.
35.
Yeah, it was a break of throw that first leg as well, so good start for Snakebite. Looking to double his advantage. That match against Mick Todd, that only went 8 legs.
60.
For that pair to share 9 180s in that game. Really high standard game, the best game that I've seen over on the other live streaming board.
93.
Tell us about Peter Wright against Michael van Gerwen, Dan, because you had the pleasure of commentating on that one.
Yeah, and, well, it's a first win in 17 games for
26.
Peter Wright. Last time he beat him was in Yokohama Japan Darts Masters, where he took out that 1-4-1 at deciding leg, if you remember. And he's just kept getting beaten
84.
by MVG. But he won the last 3 legs, Peter Wright, and he's finishing. There was a lot of clutch darts where he's just got 1 dart at a target at the end of not even massive checkouts, things like 66 and 67, 110. And he was taking it out. Smith's not taking out the ton 40. But there was a little moment, Michael van Gerwen missed 4 darts to go 5-3 up, and after that, Peter Wright just edged clear.
Well, he had a dart at the bullseye for 1-2-1. Won't get a dart at the bull for the 1-2-7, so Smith with a chance to cancel out the break of throw.
5 for tops. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Game
And
shot.
there we go. Michael Smith breaks straight back with a 45 checkout. I'll throw here to go into the lead for the first time, potentially. And I think it's probably worthy of noting, when you've waited so long and you've had so many games against the top player in the world, and you finally managed to get a win, to then follow that up with another victory. I mean, how often do you see it where a player gets, you know, a rare victory over one of the top players, and then it seems to drain them or take a lot out of them? I mean, for so long, if Phil Taylor was beaten, whoever beat him wouldn't go on and win the title.
Yeah. After the Lord Mayor's Show syndrome, Peter Wright could be the Lord Mayor of Wigan if he carries on like this at the end of this season.
180.
Well, Michael Smith will have something to say about that. That's his first maximum of the final here. Michael Smith doesn't have a great record against Peter Wright, it has to be said.
105.
They've met 12 times, and Michael Smith has only won 3 of them. But one of them was their first meeting back in 2012 in Benidorm, which was when Michael Smith went on to claim the title. That was his second PDC title. His first one of these. Now, Peter Wright, single 19 for double top for a third consecutive break of throw.
96.
Not to be.
Well, Smith has a chance now. 140. Treble 20. May go tops, may stay there. Stays there for double 10.
130.
Just misses inside the target. And Wright wants to find the bed that Michael Smith couldn't. He can't. Double 5. Not sure what he's thinking about. Needs to come slightly south. Too far. I think it caught the flight actually of the other dart. Deflected into the single number. Chance for Smith.
Game shot.
And he holds his throw and takes the lead for the first time.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Peter Wright there. Wasn't doing much of that against Michael Van Gogh, and I assume he wasn't doing much of that against Mick Todd. I don't think he'll have done much of that over the course of today, winning typically everything 6-2.
98. $59.
Became our 21st different winner of these UK Open qualifiers, Peter Wright on Friday. That number won't change today because obviously Peter Wright's won one and Michael Smith has won a couple before now, and that is a maximum for Peter Snakebite Wright.
Just going back to your point from earlier, Dan, about players knocking out the governor and then losing. Perhaps the biggest case in point was Michael Smith in the World Championship when he defeated Phil Taylor and then went on to lose to Peter Wright in the following round. Wright then went on to reach a final. It was kind of the incarnation of Snakebite as we know him now.
Yeah, that was very much his breakthrough tournament, wasn't it? He'd been threatening and doing well on the Pro Tour, but it was really the big stage darts where you announce yourself to the wider darting public. And, well, I mean, you couldn't miss him, could you? Because it was him dressed up in all his finery.
Yeah, not being able to stop the party ever since. Peter Wright's just gone from strength to strength. Michael Smith's a guy who's kind of experienced peaks and troughs in his career so far. I think it's fair to say that. As Wright eyes up 68 to level this tie. And he pegs the double 16 to do just that. 2-2.
Yeah, well, I've mentioned Michael Smith, how I believe this is a big year for him, and it's very encouraging to see him playing this sort of stuff and find himself in a final, because he did have a tough year last year, and he admitted that his form had suffered. Certainly, results hadn't gone his way, but he's actually defending quite a lot this year because he's had a couple of those Euro Tour wins in 2015, so the money for them will come off. He won one of these at the start of 2015, so look, he's certainly doing a chunk of that, replacing that money. He could replace all of it if he wins here against Peter Wright and claims the 10 grand. But even if you're playing well, because he had such a good year 2 years ago, you're playing well, you're getting some results, but you still see your order of merit total dropping week by week. It's got to be a problem, and That is a second maximum for Michael Smith. Gets him down to a very handy finish of 90.
Will he opt to use the bullseye at the start of the combination this time?
I think he will with Wright not on a finish. He stays there. Now it is tops. Yeah. There you go. Well, when it works, looks ever so pretty.
That's why they call him Bully Boy. Loves the bullseye. Hasn't actually hit it when he's been going for it in this match, but... I suppose it's better to know what you're going to do, isn't it? If he's always going to go for the bullseye on those type of shots, then, you know, we talk about Mervyn King and his choice of using treble 16 for 80, but at the very least he's not got any doubt in his head when he approaches the board.
I think that's it. You've just got to have the courage of your convictions. Whatever route you decide to go, and you can sit there and work out various theories about the right way to go and the right way to go for you as a dart player. As long as you know when you step up there exactly the route you're going to go. It's the same as if you're deciding you want to split certain finishes. If you've got 18, you want to go 2-8. Certainly Stephen Bunting, I think when he won the Lakeside, he said he split it every single time in that situation. So he knew whenever he went to the board, that's what he was going to do. Now Peter Wright, 161.
Well, he's not going to get a shot, so Michael Smith, we said he loves a bullseye.
90.
If he'd be going for the bullseye at the end of this combination, if he fires in 2 treble 20s, there's one of them. There's the other one, Michael Smith. Oh, it's miles away from the bullseye for the 170 checkout, and Peter Wright has a chance to level again.
These are the sort of checkouts he was taking out against Michael Van Gerwen. Double 16 for Peter Wright, double 8. Last start. And there it is. They're the kind of checkouts that win your games, where you've just got to go. Last start, your opponent's waiting on a checkout himself. Sees it off 3 apiece. Very little between these two, but it's another maximum for the Bully Boy.
Yeah, Mr. Dart for a 4-2 lead. But great standard as Wright looks to reply in kind. 140. Smith rattled in 3 treble 20s in his first visit to the board. And there is another 3 back-to-back 180s from Michael Smith. The Bully Boy is on the 9 darter.
Michael Smith threatened to do this in his semi-final. He has hit 3 9-darters in his career. Can he produce a 4th in the final here? No, he can't. Misses the 7th dart, but puts himself in a very strong position to hold his throw and go into the lead at 4-3.
There has been a 9-darter today in Wigan. Ted Everts against Simon Whitlock in knocking out the Wizard. First one on the tour this year. 76 the target for Smith, so double top for a 4-3 lead.
Nothing wrong with that. Tops for a 12-dart leg for Michael Smith. He's 2 legs away from what would be an 8th PDC title. Is that in? 180 it is in. It's a 3rd maximum for Peter Wright.
Well, Smith had a go at the 9-dart leg in the previous leg. Can Wright set up that opportunity? No.
83.
Peter Wright has changed his darts today. He's throwing different darts. It's incredible. He's thrown 2 sets of darts today. Well, at least 2. And he's still winning all his games. Not winning this one at the moment, but it is very, very tight.
He spent most of his times in his interviews at the back end of last year saying, I've found the right darts, I'm definitely going to stick with them for the whole of next year. Wins the first Pro Tour event of the year,
85.
and then changes them after not winning the second. Finds himself in the final.
Who knows? Who knows? This is good.
133.
133 leaves 135. Peter Wright. 153. Not going to go. Michael Smith. It's going to be another finish where he looks at the bullseye with his first dart and potentially with his last dart as well. Now Michael Smith to really take a stranglehold on this game. Treble 20. Ooh, not to be. Not to be. Peter Wright comes back for 4 apiece.
Yeah, just been 2 half chances for Michael Smith to get daylight in this match, and it hasn't happened, but Wright hasn't found the double yet. And misses 3 darts in a very un-Peter Wright-like fashion at double 8. Smith returns, hit the bullseye going for the 25. Double 4 pins it, and Michael Smith now finds himself throwing for the match and his third UK Open Qualifier title.
Well, Peter Wright, he's hardly put a foot wrong all day, but just that one visit there where he's missed 3 darts at double 8, that might be the difference between what would have been an almost flawless display right the way through today and claiming a second title in 3 days and being beaten by the world number 11 Michael Smith.
Well, what a way to hit back. 180 at the start of this leg from Peter Wright.
We've had 8 in this game, 4 each.
40.
Oh, it looks so good, that, doesn't it? It's exactly where he wants it. Exactly where he wants it. And it's again, it's a 5th 180 back-to-back. Peter Wright leaves 1-4-1. Both men have been on the 9 darter in this game. Michael Smith missed the 7th dart. Can Peter Wright conjure up perfection?
Well, we're about to find out. Smith couldn't do it earlier. Wright doesn't give himself the opportunity either.
80 scored.
But the most important thing is getting this break back straight away,
82.
so he can put himself in the position to hold and force a last leg showdown.
80.
That's unfortunate. If that was 60 on the floor, I mean, 127's a makeable finish, but double top for Peter Wright for 5-4. And he gets it, and he's throwing to make it 5-5 now, and that would take us to a last leg decider. A one-leg shootout for the final. Well, Peter Wright's going to have to hold his throw to make that happen.
Yeah, 11 dart break of throw from Peter Wright there. Very impressive stuff, and he's in the zone again. And he's in the treble bed again. Another 180 for Peter Wright.
Well, Peter Wright has hit 6 in total now.
180.
And look at this! It's a 5th for Michael Smith. The standard in the closing stages of today's tournament has been absolutely just fabulous.
60.
Yeah, if anyone's wearing a hat at home, take it off to these players, because it's been a long old day as well. You know, they've had to wait around at time for other games to finish around. There's a few players that maybe don't play as fast as we're seeing these two play, and Michael Smith was in the quarter-final for an age before he played his last 8 match. Wright looking at another max, gets one.
180.
5 maximums in the last 3 legs for Peter Wright. He's really needed to. He's just stepped it up. 11 darter in the last leg. Could be another 11 darter coming in here. And that is world-class darts to drag himself back to parity and take us to a last leg shootout. Oh, when he was walking, he thought it was in. He thought it was in. Job not done yet. Double 6. Smith not on a finish, but he doesn't want to miss inside here. Messing around on double 3. Oh, he's busted it entirely now. Now, a chance for Smith to put some pressure on, because Peter Wright may only get a dart at the bullseye when he returns, and he has put pressure on.
Well, 20 seconds ago he thought he'd landed double 12 and set up a last leg decider. He's got to do all the hard work again. Now 12 for bull, doesn't hit the treble, so it is only a shot at the bullseye, and he hits it. What a recovery from Peter Wright, and he has forced a 11th and deciding leg in this match. Michael Smith will have the advantage of throwing first. What a comeback from Peter Wright.
Absolutely spellbinding. 11 darter, then busts for the 12 darter, comes back and takes out 81 on the bull. What a final this has been so far. Is there something special? Is there a twist in the tail here? Can Peter Wright find the break of throw? He won the last 3 legs against MVG to knock him out. His first win over him in, well, 18 months or so. Can he win the last 3 legs here to overhaul the bully boy and claim his second title in 3 days?
Yeah, very fruitful weekend for this man, Peter Wright.
123.
1, 2, 3, but it keeps it finally poised. We're no closer to knowing who's going to walk away with a £10,000 winner's cheque. But I would say it's advantage Wright after that visit.
Well, with the way he's hitting the treble 20 at the minute, you just expect him to be scoring tons, ton 40s, maybe even ton 80s whenever he steps up to the board. That's just a ton.
Oh,
a Tom 40 would have gotten to a finish. Peter Wright has got 6 darts from 2-2-1 for the title.
Trying to find a clear route to the treble 20. Doesn't, so it's only left 161. Smith would like to think he'll have 6 darts from 190, but you never know. Makes a pretty sizable hole in it.
Michael Smith should get 2 darts for the title unless Peter Wright can take out the 161. He loves a 161. Treble 17 for the bullseye. He's already hit bull finishes today. The bull for an incredible way to win UK Open Qualifier 3. Peter Snakebite Wright, the world number 3, misses, hits the 25.
Michael Smith then will get 2 darts at double top for the title. And he has missed 2 darts at double top for the title. A sarcastic round of applause for himself. Will Peter Wright now return and take full advantage and win his 2nd title in 3 days?
Both men have had darts for the title. Peter Wright takes out double 8. It is a 2nd UK Open Qualifier title in just 3 days for the world number 3. Michael Smith, he has to make do with £5,000 and the runners-up spot. He had 2 darts for the title, but I tell you what, an encouraging return to form for the bully boy. He could be a real force, not just next weekend when we're back in Wigan for the UK Open Qualifiers 4, 5 and 6, but for the rest of the season as well. We will see you back here at the Robin Park Tennis Centre on Friday for the resumption of the UK Open Qualifiers, and that man may well be the man to beat.